Hi guys, welcome to episode 11 of the BFS fan page Rampage. I'm Daniel, and I think this will probably be our first ever family-friendly podcast, and for that reason I am completely sober, which is a stark contrast to last time.
And a stark contrast to your actual podcast as well, right?
Well, yeah, that's true. Our podcast, the Hangover You Don't Deserve podcast, is entirely, as you can imagine, based on me not being sober.
Right.
I'm with Jaret. Say hi, Jaret.
Hey, what's going on? Man, so I was just looking at my Skype when I opened it up, and the last time we did this was in April. We are really not doing as well as we had hoped.
Well, the last time we did this was in June. I was just at your house,
Yes.
so we're doing okay.
Yeah. That
Now-
the lost
now-
drunken episode.
Yeah, wow. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I did not enjoy that. Listening back to that was like, whew,
Yeah.
man. All I could think was, am I this annoying all the time?
Yeah, you had a big day. You had a really big day.
It was a rough day. Let's dive straight in.
Let's
What's
do
the
it.
latest with Bowling for Soup?
Everything is crazy in Bowling for Soup land, Daniel. It's nuts. It's the busiest year that we've had since I can remember. Just obviously all the touring. Our tour with Less Than Jake starts October 1st, going through the Midwest with old friends, Authority Zero, who we haven't toured with in a long time. So that's going to be fun. New cover song should be out in the next few weeks. I'm super excited about it. It deals with something that you are very passionate about as well, which is mental health awareness, and that's what the video is going to be. And it's completely, actually, if you're listening to this and you're a fan page member, you had a chance to be in it. And the response was insane. I ended up with around 200 videos, and the song is only 2.5, 3 minutes. So I'm going to do a fan page version, just an extended, basically turn the song and do it again so that everybody is in it, and then make one for the masses where I just compile. Because, there's ones that are shot better, and, or some of them have puppies. I can't not put those in the actual video. I mean, Gary's baby is in it. I can't cut her.
Right.
That's mean.
And you know how marketing works. The internet wants the puppies, so you've got to do that.
Yeah, the internet wants the puppies, and that thus our very first cover song that we did this year, which was about puppies. And no, so music. We were just in the studio. We did 4 new songs of drums. So we've got, I think, 5 covers that we're already working on to be released. I'm not going to say the every month thing anymore, because then somebody just points out that we are behind, but that's okay. But yeah, and a new original song, and this one is going to blow people away, and I'm not joking. It is very Bowling for Soup. The video is going to be insane, and I am super excited about it. I'm hoping that's out by the end of the year. And
awesome.
Yeah, man, BFS, things are crazy. It's good.
Okay, let's talk about Bowling for Soup in the news. I've opted not to include any of the tour news because we all know that, like you said, you're on tour with Less Than Jake, and you've just announced the February tour in the UK, so we all know that's happening. February is Bowling for Soup, Simple Plan, and Not Your Girlfrenz. And other than that, obviously it's been a while, as we've said, it's been a while since we did one of these. So in the news has been Alexa Bliss getting on stage with you guys. There were quite a few places covered that. People were pretty excited.
That was super excited and kind of not planned. Well, not kind of. I mean, not planned. She just happened to be standing there. So she had come out to the show, and it was so crazy because I just figured she'd have like an entourage. She came by herself. She just hung out all day. We had the best time. Rob's brother basically grilled her for an hour and a half about wrestling stuff. It was like she was at a press conference. I actually felt really guilty about that. But so, once a Filicetti starts talking, you can't really stop him. I mean, it's dangerous. You don't want to get in the middle of that.
100%. So speaking of Girl All the Bad Guys one, that's another thing that's been in the press. Your Radio 1 updated version of the song. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, so they came to us with this idea. They're broadcasting from Reading and Leeds Festival, and people in our country don't really know how big of a deal Radio 1 is. It's like if you get a song on Radio 1, I mean, it's like the equivalent of being on The Tonight Show here.
Yeah, it's a national station, and it's the biggest one. So.
Yeah. I mean, so literally goes to every home and every car, and it's crazy. So they've been such big supporters. They had this idea, and at first they sent me the lyrics, and I thought, man, I could punch this up, make it make it a little bit more silly, but then I'm just like, some radio guy spent the time to do this, and it's their bit, so I just went along with it, and we went into this really small room with about 150 people doing other things. There's no air movement. We're on borrowed guitars, and people have to hold the lyrics up for us. And they're like checking sound and doing this and that. And I'm just like, guys, you're going to have to record this. I've got to get the fuck out of this room right now. Like, it is so hot in here. I'm literally like, and Rob just goes, yep. And so anyway, we just did that. That was the second take because Rob had never even seen the lyrics. I'd read over them once. We didn't rehearse it. So that's the second take. And it came out great. And, it's always fun to have a viral video. So super happy that they included us and thought of us to do that. And it's really cool, too. Like when we have something that goes viral and is just out there, it's like you just wonder like when the haters are coming back, like because 10 years ago or so, we just had there were so many people that just hated our guts for no reason.
Yeah.
But everybody just loves us now. It is so weird. It's like, because even the people who comment badly on, well, there's the one guy that wrote the article, right? Which just like basically talked about how I haven't missed a meal and we've been irrelevant for 10 years or whatever. Whereas like, I don't know how his band's doing, but my band has done fine the last 2 years, but what are you going to do?
Last thing in the news real quick is Kerrang did a almost second by second breakdown of the 1985 video and explained all of the references that were going on in there, which I think is really cool. Something they picked up on, which I've never seen before, is something about a McDonald's straw holding up the car aerial right at the start in the first millisecond shot of the video. That
could 100% be true. I mean, the other thing that I just thought of this the other day, I was like, and I don't really understand why it's a thing, but when people decide that they've figured something out by saying that SR-71 had done 1985 before we did it, and like they're pointing something out that like is going to just shake things up, like our band's going to get impeached, and like they've just broken the ground. And what's funny? For as long as that has been happening, I never even thought of this. I never thought of it because I'm just like. But this guy like wrote something about like, this is how original they are. And I don't know if people think that all bands write all of their own songs and nobody ever collaborates. And I guess that's the perception. Like you guys think Halsey sits down and writes all this stuff. That's, Blink-182 hasn't written a song in 15 years. You know what I mean? So, okay, by the way, that was a good joke, but a bit of an exaggeration. I'm sorry.
I mean, one of my favorite posts online was someone pointing out that like I think Bad by Michael Jackson had like 39 writers.
Yeah.
And the number of writers on an album does not equate to how good the songs are. That doesn't matter.
So anyway, Daniel, you're gonna like this because I don't think you've picked up on it yet. But I was on my way to his house the other day because me and Liv and her mom were going up there to write some songs. Her mom got a word in, by the way, on the song. Write a word, get a third. And
oh, Mom.
Mitch Allen's in the goddamn video.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's not like we're hiding. We had the guy come. Like you're not discovering anything. The guy is on. He's there. There he is. He does the thing where he looks at us like we're crazy, And it's just I'm like. That's what I should have been saying all along, Yeah, they did do it first. Yeah, he's in the video,
I don't think I've ever seen you so fired up about anything.
Well, I've got an audience. Normally,
right.
Normally when I'm in here, I'm by myself when we're doing this, and like Liv's over there laughing, and I can hear chuckles from behind me on the couch and stuff. So I'm playing it up. I said GD in front of the girls, so I like made sure that I like really got animated after that, so it'd like take a little bit of that off, like little the sting out of that. But yeah, I'm sorry. Anyway, no, because this is the first time I've said it. I just thought that was just the greatest comeback to that. Like anytime any of our fans, anytime you see that again, where it's just like, they didn't even write the song, SR-71, blah, blah, blah. I'd be like, yeah, Mitch Allen's in the video. That's it. End of conversation.
The thing is that the people saying it probably don't know who Mitch Allen is because they just read it on Wikipedia and think that they've, changed the world.
It's so silly. So silly.
This
I gotta let them know that Alien Ant Farm did not write that Michael Jackson song. Oh, this just in. Bowling for Soup did not write Stacy's mom.
What?
Nope, we did not.
My.
Gigi, I'm sorry to crush your dreams.
I need to leave for a second.
She's trying to catch her breath, guys. Hey, Liv and Gigi are here. I don't know if we introduced them already because we lost a little bit of audio. So anyway, not your girlfriends. Marin's not here.
No.
She's at school.
Yeah.
And she has a drum video out. And
Very sick.
it's sick. It's dope. Dope.
Well, this is off the rails. This is worse than my drunk episode. This is.
I disagree.
So this day in Bowling for Soup history, this is the 26th of September 2012. You guys shared the newly premiered lyric video for Psycho in Love, patent pending song on the One Big Happy album. You want to tell us a little bit about how that came together and what it was like to record everyone else's songs and all of that?
That was a super fun thing. And I remember when we had the idea. I mean, that's kind of like the beginning of this whole thing that, that I talk about all the time, of just like, I don't know why people in our genre just aren't covering each other's songs all the time, and just keeping those songs streaming and out there and in people's faces. But, yeah, I mean, it was when we decided to do the One Big Happy, it was like, here's the Dolly Rots who we'd been taking on the road for years. Here's Patent Pending that we had been taking on the road for years. Why not put it all together? And, everybody covers one of the other songs, and everybody put a new song on there. And yeah, it was it was super fun. What was really fun to just see what they had picked. And the Dolly Rots had already done High School Never Ends, so they had to pick something else. So we did that little split 7-inch with them. And I'm only reminded of that because I'm looking at it framed on my wall right now. But yeah, so no, it was great fun. And I what did we do? We did Spin Me Around and Roller Coaster, or had we already...
Roller Coaster was from the split.
Okay, so Roller Coaster. So we did what? We did Awesome, right?
I don't remember.
Okay, we didn't do Awesome.
Was that not on the split as well?
Oh, that might have been. Yeah, that could have been. Okay, well, I know we did Spin Me Around by Patent Pending.
Yeah.
And then we did Something by the Dolly Rots.
Well, I'm going to look that up while we're moving on to the next topic, and I will remind you of it.
Okay.
Bowling for Soup on camera. The fan page has voted this time they want to hear about the No Hablo Inglés video.
No Hablo Inglés video was definitely a departure for me because I didn't write that treatment. Steve-O from Sum 41 had just left the band and was directing videos at the time, and was really kind of just trying to break into that world and pitched that idea, and he directed it, and like it was actually really nice to just be there and just be, hey, do this, go change your clothes, hey, do this, and that was really cool. I mean, the one thing that I could tell you about, and I just told this story the other day, but there's a part where I'm like doing like this yoga pose or whatever. So to get it to look real, they had this crew guy who put his feet, like he had to lay in front of me or behind me or something, and then put his feet up by my ears so it looked like I was folded in half or whatever. And that dude had been wearing like Tom's shoes or something, and no socks. And he had the stinkiest feet I've ever smelled in my life. And I'm like having to like do like a serious face or whatever. And so boy feet are gross anyway, but it's boy feet in your face and being stinky I'd never really experienced except for my older brother. But that's like, those are damage stories that I'll talk about in my depression videos. Yeah. But yeah, so but yeah, it was really, really bad. And so I did throw up in my mouth a little bit, and we had to do a different take. And my other favorite story about that video is that when I say, Donde está casa de Pepe? Okay, that's a direct line from a Steve Martin comedy bit. So it's actually incorrect. So the sentence should be, Donde está la casa de Pepe, right? Where is the house of Pepe? Where is Pepe's house? And so the two dudes that we had that that looked like they spoke Spanish, and we put them in the silly hats and stuff, they could not do it wrong. So like they would literally like try to lip sync "Donde está Casa de Pepe," and like every single time "Donde está la Casa de Pepe," it was just like, no, you're saying "la" and the wrong. Like I had to like go up and be like, guys, I realize this is incorrect. I didn't make this up. It's a stupid line from a Steve Martin thing. And anyway, it was really, really funny. That had to have taken 20 minutes just to get that one shot. And then, and the other thing was Blake, our merch guy at the time, he's the one who this is so gross, girls. I'm sorry. But he's the one that had, like, it's got his butt there, and I guess I come up and like do a thumbs up by his butt or something. I can't remember, but anyway, for some reason I had to get close to his butt, and it was stinkier than the feet, like because it smelled like his butt. And oh my God, Daniel, it was like this kid had not showered in days. Like it was just like poop right off the throne. And I mean, to tell you, we still make fun of him about that. We call him Duty Booty.
The things people do for fame, you know.
That's right. Yeah.
My Heart Explodes is the song that you did on One Big Happy.
Oh, that's right. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's right. That's a good one. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Story behind the song. Fanpage has voted for As Happy as Happy Gets.
Oh, wow. What a good one. That's an interesting one. Yeah, that song came during an angry time. Is that on Lunch Drunk Love?
No, that's Drunk Dynasty.
Drunk Dynasty. Okay, so a better time. Yeah, this is one of the ones that so Drunk Dynasty was an interesting one because I really, it was originally supposed to be an EP. We were only going to do 6 songs, but Linus came down and we started recording it, and I just had some of these songs half written and some of them done, and so I would just start playing them for him at night, and he would be like, dude, we got to record that. So we'd literally go in the studio the next day and record it. And so by the time we had been in there a few days, it was like, okay, we were going to have enough for an album. But so how am I doing? It's been a while since you were mine. I don't know. Okay, so yeah, the whole thing is, it's just the age-old thing. I don't like it when you're with that dude, I mean, that it sucks. It's one of those things where, and you always want to take back things that you've said in past relationships, even when you're not in that relationship anymore. You like there's those, those cringeworthy things where you're just like walking down the street or whatever, and you're just like, oh man, that it's like that thing that you said, and it just makes you turn your head like, oh man, I wish I wouldn't have said that. And it's like little things that you did when you were a little kid that were like really, really stupid that you remember that like still, and it just every once in a while it'll pop in your head, and you just got to be like, okay, I don't want that in my head right now, And it's funny.
It's things like that that are the reason that you might text me at 3 a.m. because you're awake.
That's 100% accurate. Yes, that is right. Actually, when we were in LA, I wasn't even staying up late, but I was staying up late enough for you and Rod and James to be awake in the UK before I went to bed. So that was just last week. But yeah, I really, one of the things that I really love about this song, obviously, is Kelly singing on it. And, another one of those reasons where I'm just like, man, our voices sound so cool together. We should do more. And but yeah, I like the the Warped Tour 5 years ago, watching the main and All Time Low. Anytime you can shout out your boys, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean that's kind of it. I mean, I there's not a huge story behind it because I was at a really good place. So it's just kind of one of those songs where you're reflecting and looking back, and then you remember that. It sort of all ends up in that moment where you're laying there together, and she's like, if this is happy as happy gets, then I'm fine with that, So it's actually kind of a sad song because, that's not really happening. That's more of a reflection and a memory, and it probably wasn't even worded that way, So it sucks for that dude.
I think one of the things about that song is it has a telltale Jaret Reddick thing in it where you write a line like, yeah, I don't want you to sleep with him. That you write a line like that is something every single person in the world has thought, and no one likes to say out loud.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. Yeah, you just said that. I don't know why you just saying that about my lyric just gave me chills, but it did. So thank you for that. I guess that's a good thing.
There's a couple of specific lyrics like that where I think, yeah, the reason this resonates so well is because this is like an unspoken law that everyone lives their life by. And another one that comes to mind instantly is in Goodbye Friend, when you say, selfishly, I'm mad at you.
Yeah.
That's one of those lines where I think everybody has felt that, and people don't like to admit it, but it's a real thing, and that you don't hear things like that in songs a lot.
The original lyric was, selfishly, I'm mad at you and I'm mad at God. And Zach was like, dude, you can't say you're mad at God. And I go, well, this is the way that I feel. I'm mad at him and I'm mad at God. And he was like, yeah, I just don't know, man. Like, he's like, that's really hitting him over the head. And so anyway, it got changed. But yeah, that was lyric. That was like, I mean, it's like, here are the two things that I possibly could, that if you're mad at these two, if you're mad at your dead best friend and God, that you are a pretty mad person, just.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really did feel the same way when I wrote I don't want you to sleep with him. It's like, I know we can't be together. And here, I even say it in the song, like, I'm famous, like, and I'm out here having the time of my life, but I don't want you to sleep with that guy,
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway, that's the stuff.
Yeah. The next thing is to find out what you're listening to lately, and I think we should get an answer from Liv and Gigi as well.
Let's do that. Actually, but I want to tell you what I'm listening to lately that involves Liv. We just did a songwriting trip to.
I think I know.
Yeah, I bet you do. We did a songwriting trip to LA. Her first ever songwriting trip. We went around. We wrote with some good writers and stuff. But she would always play examples. She gets asked, when you're in there, what are you listening to? So, but also in the car, Liv got to be the DJ. Well, actually, her mom was the DJ. Liv just told her what to play.
Hey.
I think that's how it works.
Yep.
You were producing. I don't know. Anyway.
Producer credit.
But we listen to a lot of water parks, and I will say, man, I'm a believer. I totally get it. I actually put them on just yesterday. I was taking a shower, and I'm just like, all right, Alexa, just let me have it. Let me have the water parks, and it's super catchy and cool. There's that dude is so silly. I don't really think that somebody that's not way into them knows how much substance there is to what that guy's trying to say, but he's got some crazy things on his mind, and man, he just says it.
I don't know those guys, but that dude is one of the funniest people on Twitter. He's
yes.
It's insane.
Yeah, he's super funny, but yeah, man, I mean, he is it's just really cool. I mean, I think if you listen to those lyrics and stuff. I mean, he just even right now, he's just yeah, I want my record company to pay me the money they owe me, and blah blah blah, and all the.
They just dropped a new music video and a new song yesterday called High Definition.
So yeah, ask Liv what she's listening to, Daniel.
So Liv, what are you listening to? And try not to repeat what Jaret just said.
I don't want to say I've been listening to a lot of Lainey, which is a lot different than what Not Your Girlfriend sounds like. So I've been listening to The Regrets. Ooh, I went to me and Gigi.
No, that's what I was gonna say.
I get to take away your thing. Me and Gigi went to the Regrets show last night, and they're female fronted. And so they were really fun to watch. I think they opened for 21 Pilots not that long ago.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like they had a good crowd at Dada.
Yeah, because they were playing arena shows with 21 Pilots, and then they played this little club. And so it was really cool getting to watch them. That venue.
Awesome.
Well, Gigi, you got yours stolen. What are you going to say?
Well, I mean, I've been getting back into the 1975.
Ooh,
I mean,
we've been listening to
Youngblood too. He just dropped a music video for one of his songs, right?
Yeah, Hope for the Underrated Youth.
Yes.
Yeah, so they keep me abreast of all of the stuff that I don't know what it is, and it's
Yeah, I mean, I was just gonna say I feel old, so I can't imagine how you feel.
yeah, it's just one of those things. I don't know, but then they'll be just like, yeah, I really like the new All Time Low song
Yeah,
or whatever,
yeah.
and then I'll be like, okay, yeah, I'm hip.
Oh yeah.
How many years has it been since you said I always used words like hip?
That was 100% on Lunch Drunk Love, right?
Right, yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, we're like over half a decade on.
Yeah,
We're still
you're
playing.
right. Yep, you're right. That's me.
So the final thing is Q&A from the fan page, and like I said, these questions are all for Liv and Gigi because we're tired of you, Jaret. We're tired of hearing you.
I understand.
So-
I get it.
Oh,
You're not hip enough.
you're not hip enough. Good job, Liv.
I'm lit.
Even
Ugh.
that's over though.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That was like 2017.
Gosh darn it.
16.
How do you feel about groovy?
Oh. We should bring that back.
Yeah, that's vintage.
That is going to make a comeback.
No, what do y'all say? You say, you say iconic.
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 Yeah,
Yeah.
everything's iconic.
Right.
All right, ask
Okay.
them some questions.
Sophie Carroll wants to know: do you guys have any more new material planned for the February tour?
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
for sure. We're gonna have a lot of new songs that we probably have never played live before that we're gonna play over there, and then of course we're also gonna play the songs you do know, the songs off of our EP, New Kids in America.
Mhm.
But yeah, we have our new single that we just released not that long ago. I don't know how
couple
long
of
ago.
weeks
Yeah, a couple of
ago.
weeks ago. Song About You, and so
that one's a
was-
bop. You should listen to it.
Yeah, you should.
That's
stream
another
it.
thing we could say.
It's
bop.
a bop.
Yeah,
There
bop.
we go. A
Nice.
bop.
Now
yeah.
that is full on vintage, by the way. Like that,
Yeah.
you guys are 100%, bringing that one back.
Booyah.
We're actually in the
Aw.
studio right now recording
Yeah.
their next single, which is called Game Over.
Mm-hmm.
Time's up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but
Wait,
y'all
don't
are
sing it.
y'all are already playing that one live.
Yeah.
So
we-
if
we
anybody's
played that one
seen
live.
you,
Yeah.
a lot of people that listen to this were at the BFS 25. I think y'all played it that day. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
they're
Awesome.
busy, Daniel. They're busy.
Busy.
They're busy, I hear it, man. Craig Whitby asks, how does it feel to inspire a new generation of girls to get into playing music?
Oh my gosh, it feels amazing just knowing that that's what we're accomplishing because that's
Yeah.
totally
That's totally what we want to do.
that's
Like,
that's our goal.
that's
That's,
our
what we're
goal
all
with our
about.
band. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it feels amazing.
It
Like
feels very good. And
feels
it
like we're
gives me
doing our job
chills.
right.
Exactly.
Good, good. Nicole Fleming says, how did Not Your Girlfriends become a band? Did Jaret meet you when you were already together, or was he part of it?
Yeah, he met us whenever we were together. We were not put together. I met Gigi at birth.
Yep.
And me and Gigi met Mirren at an acting studio whenever we were 6 and 7. And yeah, I started playing the guitar when I was 9. So I knew that Mirren played the drums, Gigi played the keyboards, and then she was like, "Hey, I'll play the bass. Let's start this band."
Yeah.
And then Jaret had watched our video Bad Reputation, our cover of Bad Reputation by Joan Jett, that Marin's brother actually filmed. So it was for free. It was a free
Yeah.
music video. And then
Fun
our
fact.
fun fact. And then our good friend John Nicholson, shout out, was like, "Hey Jaret, these girls are really cool."
We're not putting words into his mouth.
no,
don't
no,
worry.
no,
No, that is exactly what happened.
and so then
He was
we-
like, these girls are the bop.
They're the bomb. We're iconic. So,
Extreme.
He played me that and you guys doing Rock and Roll by Led Zeppelin live.
Yeah.
yes, live.
And you guys were little tiny.
that
and
was
you,
our first show ever.
you had
Oh,
little
yeah.
matching dresses on and stuff. And it was adorable. And yeah, I went in. So we met with them and I watched them. They played some songs for me. And we just sat down and talked. And I was like, what are your favorite bands? And they're like, we like 30 Seconds to Mars and U2 and Led Zeppelin and Paramore. And I was just
Yeah.
like, okay,
We've
I'm intrigued by
definitely
this.
Expanded our horizons with our bands.
Oh,
we
but I
like.
still love
Oh,
30
yeah.
Seconds to Mars and
Oh
Paramore.
yes, Jared Leto, beautiful,
Gorgeous.
a gorgeous man.
Yeah. And older than me, Daniel.
Younger version.
Like
Well-
my so-called life era.
I'm sure that somewhere in some other room, some some girls are being interviewed and saying, Jaret Reddick, beautiful man. You know, I'm sure.
It used to happen, but I don't know so much anymore.
Dave Wiggy Mahalo wants to know, what's your favourite part of visiting the UK?
Ooh.
Oh, our favorite part to visit or our favorite part of visiting?
Of visiting.
Oh my gosh. Well, probably just seeing all the people over there. They're all super nice.
They all are still in love with music. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not saying like here people aren't in love with music because people love music here, but like
They're very like heavily involved.
yes,
music.
there you go, and their accents are beautiful. I just have to
Yes.
put that out there.
Yes,
love
we love
y'all's
your
accents.
accent. Oh my gosh.
They're like, we don't have accents, you do.
Yeah.
Y'all.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about. There is no accent. It's you guys sound so funny. That's weird.
Thank you.
That was a horrible impression, Gigi.
Cheers.
Michael Price, you guys should ask Jack Reddick to show you a British person impression because he was getting pretty good at that last time I saw
Really?
him.
I'm not good at it at all.
He does a pretty good job. He's definitely figured out how to not sound Australian now, because at
Oh,
first
yeah.
he
That's
was
my problem.
yeah, at first he kind of went into that, but yeah, he
Australian.
has
Australian.
pretty much got it down now.
Michael Price asks, is there anything that you guys aren't looking forward to about being away on tour again?
I'm gonna miss my own bed. Sleeping in my own bed.
I think that's the only con is just sleeping in our own bed. But then it's like kind of nice to like get out of the house. I don't
and
really
be many miles away.
keep getting out. No, I'm kidding. There's not that many cons really. I love being on tour.
Oh yeah.
It's like vacation. So much fun.
In your-
Vacation.
In your experience, Jaret, how many years before that answer changes drastically?
Well, see, they're gonna have two phases. Like right now, their parents are with them, so their
True.
dads are like lifting all the heavy stuff, and if there's a lost bag, their parents deal with it. And like, so they're in this phase right now. So I think by the time they get to the point where they don't have their parents on the road, then it'll be kind of new, and then then it's like woo, whatever.
But
then,
we'll learn who's responsible and who's not responsible.
exactly, and who can handle what.
Yeah.
that 100%. But then. Yeah, I give them till they're around 22. That's a long time,
22.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, God.
I don't know. I mean, you know what? It's only in like the last 5 years for me where I'm just like, oh man, this is exhausting, But even then, I'm still look forward to it. I mean, I'm looking forward to
such
go.
a thrill.
Yeah. I
So
don't know.
basically, girls, what he's saying is you've got to get to a level of famous where other people lift the heavy stuff before your parents stop coming on tour with you.
100%.
So excited.
Yeah. We've discussed that actually.
Jade Smith says, do you feel like because of your age, other artists or other people in the industry sometimes don't take you seriously?
Definitely.
For sure. I mean, that's just bound to happen. And I've written songs about it, like No One Asked You Anyway, people underestimating us, and, like, we've had shows where people are like, don't touch the equipment, thinking we'll break it. Or, like, just treating us like we're 6 years old.
Yeah.
And, like, it's not cool, and it definitely needs to change.
But then it makes us more fired up to play to prove them wrong.
For
You know what I
sure.
mean? Like, we can
And then we
do.
do.
This.
We prove them wrong, like,
Yeah.
100%.
And then
like,
afterwards,
every
everything's
Definitely.
fine. They're like, "Oh, you're sick. You guys are freaking awesome. I didn't expect that." And we were like, "Thanks, dude."
Yeah, I don't lead with their age, that's not something that
Yeah.
I try to use to impress people. Then when people see them and they're like, wait a minute, how old are they? And then I'm happy to tell them. And then obviously they're blown away by it, but there's just no reason. I think at this point, their age doesn't speak for them. They speak for themselves.
I'd
And-
rather be good for just being good, not just good for being 14 or whatever.
Right.
Dave Wiggy-Marlowe asks, if you could meet any musician, who would it be and why?
Oh, that's a hard one. See, I would probably say Jared Leto, but then it's like I might not want to meet him because he might not be all that he seems that he is. So maybe. What do you think, Gigi?
Gerard Way?
Gerard Way, that would be a really good one. Yeah. That guy's a genius.
They've done like Warped Tour and stuff, so they've gotten to meet a
yeah.
lot of people. You know,
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
I mean, their favorite band was Water Parks when they met Water Parks.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Gerard Way would be a good one. He's a nice guy.
You've met him?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, shared a beer with him before he was sober. Yeah.
Why haven't you told?
Oh, sorry. Sorry about that.
No big deal.
Sarah Nuremberg asks, if the zombie apocalypse happened tomorrow, which of the Bowling for Soup dudes would you want to have with you to help you survive and why?
Isn't that
Hey.
obvious though?
Maybe, wait. Do the crew members count? Because they could help us carry around stuff and, like, build stuff. That would be really cool. But out of the members, probably Jaret, right?
Obviously.
Yeah,
I mean,
you want the brains, okay?
Yeah.
That's it. You don't,
Okay.
you don't need the brawn. You know, there's a pulley system. We can figure it out. You know, like there's a wheel.
I'm sorry, Jaret.
Yeah, you want the brains.
Yes.
Gosh, darn it.
I would have said Rob because that guy can probably still run.
Oh,
So
he's a very jumpy guy. Like he hops
Yeah.
around on stage all the time.
Yeah, if we ever get chased, you're screwed. But if you want to build a house that'll stand up for a long time, I'm your guy.
Yes. Okay. Jaret.
Okay.
We picked Jaret. That's our answer.
Yeah.
Final answer.
Kate Halliday wants to know, if you could have your fans remember one thing about you forever, what would it be?
Our message, like what we want to do with our band, I guess. Like that's a very tough question.
I know. Like, just what do you want to be remembered by when you die? Is it when you die?
oh.
Is that the question?
I mean, she didn't say when you die. If you guys want to make it super
Yeah,
depressing.
I don't think you have
No,
to be
we're
dead.
immortal. We're immortal.
Just
Liv.
what your band, like, if you all move on to other things in 10, 15, 20 years,
Yeah.
which is, you might.
Yeah, probably like, oh my gosh, well, they inspired me to not let anybody tell me no and just
That's what I was like.
be whoever I want to be.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I know that sounds like just like fluff, like a cat poster, but just like,
Cat posters help people, man. It's okay.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
true. Very
so
true.
I guess the short answer of that is like our message.
Yeah.
Robert Beeston wants to know, when you guys turn 21 and try your first ever alcoholic drink, which I'm sure is the age you will be, would you rather it be Miller Lite or a Delicious Gary, which are obviously the only drinks you're allowed?
Oh my god. I don't know.
Air?
No, I think a Delicious Gary because
Really?
my mom went on and on and on about it whenever we went on tour. I was like, chill out, Mom.
They are delicious.
That's true though. Your mum can drink some Delicious Garys. I've seen it.
Oh yeah.
They sneak up on you.
Apologies if I get this name wrong because it's difficult to pronounce, or it looks like it is. Louise Katsuzis wants to know, where would you like to see yourselves in another 5 or 10 years?
Still touring.
Yeah,
still doing
headlining and
music.
selling out shows
Yeah.
and playing arenas and going back to the UK, going to Japan too. That sounds like a lot of fun. We want to go to Japan really bad. I mean, yeah, just traveling the world and everybody loving it.
Everybody loving it.
I want to see you guys take Bowling for Soup on tour. That's what I want to happen.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Fun.
And carry our heavy equipment.
Yes.
David DM, last question now, asks, he says, my 4-year-old daughter loves you all. As a positive role models, what kind of advice would you give to other people, boys and girls, that look up to you all?
Stay determined.
Yeah, work hard for what you want to accomplish in your life. Yeah, and just don't ever give up. I mean, just our message, like, don't let anybody, like, try and tell you, like, underestimate you, like I'm saying with us, and follow your heart.
Definitely.
Awesome. Let me just say that you guys are so media ready. It's impressive. you know?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel.
And
Thank you.
don't think that I didn't see you guys sidestep the what's your favorite part of the UK question by saying the people. I know that there's nothing good about this country. It's okay.
No, it's still new to them. They're like they still think like that the driving is cute. You know what I mean? Like it's very very new.
Right, but they ate the food, right? They
Listen,
climbed the steps.
the food was good. It was way better than
the
in
steps
America.
were good. We need more steps in America, honestly.
Oh yeah.
No, we don't. We don't need that. Okay, and they the food was good because they like got told where the good places were.
Yeah, I guess we went to like KFC there.
Yeah, so
Like, we
it's
don't really.
we're on record.
Right.
KFC is better in the UK
It
than it is
is,
here.
it
If they,
is.
yeah,
Well, what I would like to say is I know that you guys don't understand our politics a lot, and that's fair enough because it's super weird and we all super old-fashioned about stuff and wear dresses and court and things. But this whole Brexit mess, like, here's how it's going to affect you the most: is after we leave, we will probably start doing trade deals with America, and we'll have the same chicken that you guys have, and then KFC will be terrible here as well. So.
I thought you were gonna get into like our shirts will be less profitable or something like that, but you went straight to the chicken.
No, we'll
KFC.
we can totally talk about that on the bus sometime. But yeah, the chicken is gonna get worse. That's the thing I'm scared about.
Darn it. Well, you know what? Man, remember that time we had the chicken in Belgium from Domino's Pizza, Daniel?
What?
It was, I swear, this is true. For some reason, he threw in some chicken nuggets from Domino's Pizza in Belgium, and it's the best fast food or drive-through or like any sort of thing like that chicken nugget I've ever had.
What?
Like better than Chick-fil-A.
Better than
God.
Chick-fil-A.
I'm not kidding. Like I believe me. I'm a believer. Chick-fil-A nuggets.
Yeah.
From Domino's Pizza in Belgium, it was the best chicken nugget I've ever had.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it. It was
I need to go.
insane.
And Europe seemed to have it figured out though. Remember the Taco Bell? I think that was in the Netherlands.
Oh, that's right. I had forgotten about that. Yeah, it was,
was
good.
good.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got to go record a song, Daniel.
Yeah, well, we totally did it. We got through everything for the first time ever. This is the shortest one, the quickest one. We've done it all.
Yeah. Well, it's because you're a professional podcaster. I'm a professional podcaster. And these girls know what the heck they're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
let's quickly run around. Let's start with Liv and Gigi. What have you guys got to plug at the moment?
Oh, well,
Not your girlfriends. That
yeah,
At-
not your girlfriends on all social media, at not your girlfriends, not you are girl, FRENZ. Follow
then
them.
are separate.
We just had a new single
yes.
like a couple weeks ago, Song About You, which you can stream on Spotify and Apple Music and all that good stuff. And then me and Gigi have a podcast, Liv and Gigi's So-Called Life, that just got picked up on IW Radio, and we're premiering it today.
But when this comes out, it'll probably be
yeah.
about 2 months by the time I edit
won't
it.
Be, yeah,
yeah.
we will be the biggest podcast now. But yeah, so that's happening right now.
Yeah.
Lots of good stuff
very,
going on.
very cool.
Check out Marin's drum videos.
Yeah.
She's got a new
Yes.
one on Kerrang, doing a Avenged Sevenfold song, and then obviously the if you haven't seen her Slipknot cover that went viral, go check that out.
Insane.
Mm-hmm. Jaret, anything to plug?
Just follow me everywhere. JARET 2113. I'm doing cameos again. If anybody wants one of those, I know it's what I'm supposed to say that. So if you want me to wish somebody happy birthday, get on Cameo and I'll do it.
We do that too.
Oh yeah, and Not Your Girlfriends. Oh yeah, go to Not Your Girlfriends on Cameo and Chris Burney as well, because I get a piece of it. So anyway, no, and then we got the UK tour coming up. We're on tour with Less Than Jake in October here in the States. February tour, Simple Plan, Not Your Girlfriends, Bowling for Soup. Man, new covers coming out all the time, so make sure that you follow us or whatever you subscribe to us on Spotify or Apple Music or Amazon, wherever it is you're getting your music these days. Bunch of new stuff coming, and that's it. What do you got, Dan? Oh, Jaret Goes to the Movies podcast every week, and Rockstar Dad Show also every week. Check those out as well.
Okay, I'm Daniel Cotton from Twitter. You can find me there. And most importantly, please check out my new podcast, A Hangover You Don't Deserve podcast. Jaret sings the theme tune. It's pretty awesome. And go join the Bowling for Soup fan page if you're not in there already.
Yeah, this whole show comes from stuff that's submitted from them. They just got first dibs on the VIP and tickets to the shows coming up. So lots of perks there, and it's just a great community, too. It's more than a fan page. It's a rampage.
So if you want to be involved in the next podcast by submitting questions for Jaret, voting in the polls, anything like that, go join the fan page and you can get involved. Thanks for listening, guys. This has been episode 11. See you later.